Good morning, good afternoon, good night. This is the BrightSonPodcast. It's your host, David Pierre. And I brought my friend. What's your name?
Oh, Sam.
Today, we're going to be talking about approaches in dating. Yeah, talk about approaches in dating. The reason why I brought him here is because we've been talking about dating like a lot, relationships, dating, girls, guys, no homo thing, things like that. And an interesting thing that he brought up was that, what was the way that you said you went about, you said that when it came to going about, the dating that you wanted to, kind of go like...
Yeah, at least for me, because I'm going in for something serious, something long term. So at least my thought process is, all right, you meet somebody, you're talking to them. It's like, okay, at least for me, I'm trying to find out if this is going to go anywhere as fast as possible. Because if it is, then, us, we use our time wisely. If it's not, then we're not wasting our time with each other. We can just, move on to the next. So rather than playing these stupid, silly games and shit. So, yeah.
Do you think, because, that's very interesting. And I haven't heard anybody say that before. Already done that before. Yeah, no, because usually, it could be wrong. I don't know, maybe a stats or something. I don't know, right?
Yeah.
But I think usually people date for the fun of it. They don't really... there's people that date just for the fun of it. Even when people are dating and they are interested in a long-term relationship or a serious one, I don't think like enough good questions are asked. You know what I mean? As in good questions, as in questions that lead you closer to the result of whether or not this person is, someone you should be with. I don't, that doesn't seem like people do that,
Yeah.
And so that's why, like, usually I don't think, that's the first time I've heard someone say that. Do you think that can work? Well, that can work, because if it's a possibility, of course, it's a possibility,
But it's just, I would prefer, I guess, my way, because there's so many people I've seen, especially, I don't have much experience myself, but at least learning from other people and seeing from other people, I'm like, bro, how did y'all get this far or spend this much time together when this is stuff you could have, I guess, figured out or ironed out before it got this long? Just like, bro, you could have saved yourself so much time and energy if y'all just, I guess, were more serious about it, or more focused or intent driven. I don't know.
More intent driven. Also, I guess I'm not sure if you say like in a productive way.
Yeah.
And it's interesting too, because I guess that makes that approach or that part or that way of doing it seem so, like robotic, or you know what I mean? Or so cookie cutter or something, you know what I mean? But I don't think it's a bad thing.
Yeah.
It's just, I think that people tend to get turned off by, we should have a serious conversation about a whole bunch of, you know what I mean?
Yeah. If you're looking for something, at least for me, since I'll say something serious, something long term, I don't see why not, because I don't want to waste my time and someone else's. So it's like, if it's not going anywhere, then I'll just let it be. Especially for at least what's really getting to me is the whole part of if it's not going anywhere, because we could just waste so much time, having fun and doing this blah blah blah. And then in the end, it's like, well, if we took a different approach, we wouldn't have had the good times and all, but at the very least, we wouldn't be in this mess right now. Could have, cut us off from the start. So,
Because I guess it's almost like even if you have maybe some more fun or something, it's like, well, by the end, all of that doesn't even seem like worth it in a sense. You know what I mean? So kind of like, even though it was good, now it's like, I could have, you know, like that we could have just went without that. You know, like what was the point?
I mean, yeah, because especially if, let's say, y'all go straight in and, it works, then you can have all the fun without the worrying of, oh, would it or would it not, because you already, oh, it would, and now we're just, now we're just going with it.
Yeah. What do you think about that? And also with, like, I guess when that happens, you're also supposing that, or you're also assuming that you believe them. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
Like if someone says, these are my values or my interests or things like that, you would also have to believe them to where if you don't have that experience, or I guess enough experience, or that, that more time spent to where you can actually see if that's true, you would believe, okay, this person, since they are taking it seriously, they must be serious, so they would tell me that.
Yeah, but then again, that could also work because, I mean, the reason, with what you said, I feel like, because if they tell you something and it doesn't correlate with what they do, at least now you have something to fall back on. You feel like, oh, you told me this, but now I'm seeing something completely different. But they didn't tell you anything at all. Okay, it's like, let's say this is the start, and then let's say a couple of years or something is where you start seeing different. If they didn't tell you anything at all, you don't have anything to fall back on to be like, oh wait, why is this different? As opposed to when they did tell you something, then you could see like, oh wait, there's a difference.
Do you think that some differences, I guess, are different?
As in how?
As in, for example, let's say in the beginning, I'm like, oh, there's, maybe I don't, let's say like, oh, I don't eat junk food, right?
Yeah.
I don't eat junk food at all. And then a year or two into it, it's not like I go from literally not eating junk food to freaking, but I go from that to, okay, now I'm like, now sometimes I'm like eating some junk food, right? Or now that's a thing, and then it's like, whoa, you're not doing that before. Now you're doing it now. Do you think that's different than me going from, oh, I value honesty, and then, a year or two later, I'm lying. You know what I mean? Do you think like differences are different?
Yeah, right. Prioritizing, like, certain levels. Because if you go from, like, junk food isn't, of course it's bad, but, in moderation. So I'm like, okay, if I'm with someone and I guess, for whatever reason that happens, I mean, of course you take notice of it, but it's like, but it's something crucial, it's like honesty and stuff, and then all of a sudden you're lying and slipping up every now and again. It's like, okay, and that's something major.
Yeah. So like, in a sense, so what you're saying is like change is fine. It matters on what changes that really affects the relationship.
Yeah.
Indeed.
I'm still wondering why you said good morning, good afternoon, good night.
God, you never know what time someone's. You never know what time someone's. Reading or reading. Watching or
we could have subtitles. So I'm not doing it.
Nah, I can take that subtitles if I feel like.
Okay.
Might not do that. might do it for just content. Do you think stuff like that? Do you think, like, for example, going back to the approach? Because even like, it is weird because thinking about this now, I subconsciously did that in high school.
What?
One of my exes. It's not like literally like that first date or something like that. It was like A, B, C, and D, but pretty early in their relationship. And maybe I probably just went like too extreme at that time, but literally we spent a whole day or a whole like couple hours or something literally being like, going through expectations or going through like, you know, I would want you doing this, I would want you doing that, you know, literally like lists of things, right?
Yeah.
And I think in the end, that's the reason why we even broke up. I'm not saying that, therefore, that doesn't work. I'm saying like interestingly, I guess taken to a level that can backfire.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But I guess it could also be because y'all found out sooner that I guess it wasn't gonna work.
Well, because it wasn't even like that. It was a thing of like everything's good.
Yeah.
And you do the whole, you know, expectations. This is what we don't do. This is what we do.
Yeah, I guess.
You know what I mean?
I guess the approach is what matters and how you go about it.
Yeah, I probably just went too extreme, you know. And maybe at the same time, you know, it's high school, so maybe if we're more mature, that would have worked. You know what I mean? Or that wouldn't have been the problem. But you know, I guess maybe those two things. Yeah, I guess probably those two things will also make or break it too. Like, if you talking, if you try to do that, but someone's not mature enough, which I guess could be a problem.
Yeah.
If we were to, like, if you were to both agree that the atmosphere right now of people in our age group, which is young, you know, you know, like young, early 20s, very late teens, like 19, right?
Young, dumb, and broke.
You know what I mean? I would believe that the atmosphere is quite immature. Yeah. You know what I mean? So I guess that also makes it hard in dating too, when you're taking these mature approaches, and it's like, hopefully, you know what I mean? Hopefully, which is interesting too, because then like, I mean, have you heard, or have you ever been told that girls mature faster than guys?
I've heard. I heard, but I haven't. I wouldn't say it's a thing. I would say in general, not as stupid, but I wouldn't say mature faster. No.
Because I get what they mean, like maybe body-wise, like puberty.
But that does happen. But in terms of, you know, there's, you know, physically maturing and actually maturing as a person. Yeah. As a person, faster than guys, that remains to be seen.
Yeah, I guess. At the same time, like if guys are at the higher end of the curves of intelligence, you know, we're the dumbest and the smartest.
Really the dumbest, like the dumbest,
you know what I mean? And if girls tend to be in the middle, if not go higher, you know, then because I'm not, you know, tell me yours as well, but my experience, like, when us guys are goofing off, you know, it's like we're goofing off, and then a girl's like, you know, they're not laughing, but we're laughing. Yeah. But because we get it, because we're guys, or we just, you know what I mean? But if a girl isn't laughing at what we're laughing at, maybe sometimes she's even like, the guys are being so loud or being so goofy or so childish or something. But
yeah, but
you know, like, but I wonder, like, does that go into maturity? I guess does that, like, if that's one of the examples that they mean of maturity? No. Does that, I'm just saying, if that's what like people mean or what they're going about that as, does that mean that, you know, does that mean that, I guess, to be funny or to have humor,
it's immature?
You know, or like it opposes maturity? No. Or, you know what I mean? Like, so, if you go based off of like, oh, if us guys, because part of us being dumb is being, I'm not saying dumb, you gotta be goofy to be dumb, but we have that part of us that we can just, I don't know. Yeah. I'm not sure you'd call that, but you know, we're free. We're definitely more humorous, more just silly.
I would say that doesn't affect maturity in any way because, I mean, how do I put it? You gotta have humor. I don't know. I just don't see that. There are people I can think of. I don't want to name any examples because I have seen them have moments of humor, but at the same time, not enough for you to consider them like a silly person. But then again, there is humor there, very mature. I mean, at least for me, the one person who can come to mind is like Obama. Yeah, I've seen funny moments every now and again with him being silly, witty retorts and stuff like that. Even some comedians, this one British guy, Bill, I don't want to say, yeah, him. Oh, yeah, you can't tell me that guy is not mature. Like even comedians in general, yeah, you can have humor just in general, but that also doesn't affect maturity. Yeah, no, it doesn't affect maturity.
Something I guess you can have like both of them. You know what I mean? It's like different parts of yourself.
I feel like knowing when to turn it on and off is what's mature. Because a lot of people are just too silly all the time.
They're too silly. Yeah. They're not enough. They don't. Yeah. But the ratio is way too.
Yeah. That's when it affects maturity.
Yeah, I know, because I met people where it's like, why are you so, like, since you don't take things seriously, I can take you seriously. Yeah. And now I can, you know what I mean? It's gonna be harder to talk to you if we're not joking, because that's all you're kind of responding to. You know what I mean? Yeah. I've met people like that. So even like I'll try to be serious with them, and they're still like, ha ha ha. And I'm like, I'm like, wow. Like, does this even matter to you? You know what I mean? I guess it almost becomes disrespectful because.
Yeah, I see. It's places like that where it definitely does affect.
I guess it becomes disrespectful in the sense of it's not respecting.
Like, not being courteous?
No, but I think like being. I guess you can be courteous. No, you can't be courteous and be disrespectful.
No.
And of course, you can't be respectful and be disrespectful.
No, those are antonyms, man.
Yeah. It's so interesting because sometimes I think like, I'm not saying what is respect, but how do you know something? I guess it's that, I don't know, maybe like the values of integrity, don't be a cunt, or just don't be. Yeah,
a cunt. Yeah.
I mean, I can't say that clearly. Yeah.
Oh, like in general, or just the podcast?
Like in general.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh, yeah. See, that's why I'm here.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Yeah. Good talk. I don't know how to end this off.
Yeah, I was about to say, because
I'm not into I forgot what I did last time.
Me neither. I was here last time.
Yeah. Yeah, you were. Well, thank you, Santa, for being part of the podcast.
You're not welcome.
You had a good talk.
No, we didn't.
Don't listen to him. Wherever you're at, if you're on YouTube, like, subscribe, or just watch another one. Just watch another one, check it out. And if you're just listening, listen to another one. But either way, you have a good day, night, or afternoon.
No.
And see you next time.
Peace.
Did that record? Wait, what? I might as well.